And welcome into In-Game Chat for Saturday, March 28th. As he checks his watch to make sure he got that right, 2026. I don't know, man, days. This is Season 20, Episode 9, Number 9. I am Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome into the show, everybody. Thank you for being here. We do appreciate it. Sorry about last week. It was kind of a last minute, you know what, not feeling that great. Let me take the time to make sure that I get over whatever this was, which was likely more than just regular old sinuses because of pollen and everything. We had some big temperature swings last week.
Huge swings.
And so, I think it was last week. Well, the week, not this past one, but the one of the, anyway, going back a bit.
Yeah.
Before last week's show.
Look, we remember when it was cold and then suddenly hot the next day.
Yeah. It happened then, and then I started feeling like, something's happening, something's going on. And anytime that happens for me, I'm very proactive in, getting on it immediately.
Getting doped up.
Absolutely. Because if I let that stuff linger, if I'm lazy about it, and it continues to do what it's going to do, it gets much worse for me, and I don't ever want to go through that. So I don't like it when it do. So anyway, welcome into the show, and thanks again for bearing with us as far as last week's episode and having that kind of last minute, not going to do this type of thing.
Surprise replay.
Yeah. I was here for it. I was here for it and was, I had gone ahead and gotten everything squared away thinking, I could do it, I could not do it, but didn't do it. So anyway, if you would, there's plenty of ways to get in touch with us. InGameChat.net will give you all the ways to get in touch with us. If you have my number, you can just send me a text like Dave does. You can do it that way if you want to. You can find us on Twitter at In-Game Chat. You can find us on Facebook. We're on Blue Skies In-Game Chat. You can reach out to us, everyone, at InGameChat.net. We're on Twitch right now. Go to twitch.tv, and you can find us there. And then also we have a chat room during the live broadcast where you can just, converse with us in the chat room there. And we are on Discord, which we will be joining with Steve, who is going to join us today on the show. You know what? Steve's probably like, well, I can't hear you. There we go. Steve's going to join us on the show. I have to make sure that I'm unmuted on Discord so that he can hear us and so that we can hear him when it's time to go to him, which will be shortly. We'll get him in on the what have you been playing type stuff here in just a moment. But up first, let's find out what RJ has been playing.
Well, mostly the standard fare. Been grinding away on First Ascendant, and I've ran into one of those telltale typical sticking points in games of that nature.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you can't contribute anything to the team you're playing for. You're not powerful enough. You don't have the right stuff. You don't have the right upgrades or anything going on. There's an area in the game called the Axian Plains, and this is where you have a whole bunch of all the new stuff. A lot of new content is being played there, and I think from doing the research, it's basically where it says if you're not doing at least 1 million units of damage per second, you may not want to be there by your lonesome, or even with a team. Because, like I said, with a team, I wasn't able to contribute to the missions that I wanted to do,
right?
Especially for the dailies and the weekly.
I've been on that end from my Destiny days.
Yeah, so you can't do the daily and weekly tasks for doing that. Like take out 2 missions in the Axiom Plains. This mission here. Well, I've been used to playing enemies at like level 100, level 110, 120, things like that. On the Axiom Plains, especially on hard mode, which is the only way you can get to the Axiom Plains is in hard mode, the level is like 400. So it's almost 4 times as much damage and defense that they have.
Than what you're doing?
Yeah, they're basically bullet sponges now. This is more bullet spongy than the Division 2.
Yeah.
They can take a whole bunch of damage, and I'm just not putting out enough damage to help.
Get good.
Yeah, I know. Typically, yeah. It's just a matter of getting the right loadout and equipment used for it. The only thing I could really contribute is defense. I use the character Ajax, who's more of a defensive character anyway. So the best I could do is like put up barriers and tank for the most part. for battles and group things of that nature. So I'm just trying to figure out ways to increase my offense, because I've got all the defense in the world. I just need to increase my offense.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I can get to 1 million damage per second without having to increase my fire rate, because I'd rather each bullet pack some pop instead of having to fire 30 bullets to get some pop on one time. So yeah, so that's something I've been working on as well. Let's see. There was also a Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, of course, playing that. They made a new update on the game as well. They basically like a version 1 point something, I don't know, but it's like a newer version of the game. They've added more moves, different aspects to the game as well. So they made little changes here and there. So basically, like the change that I had to make from Virtua Fighter 5 to Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, they took Revo and put more stuff in there. So my main character has a different moveset. So I'm having to go through the training period again of learning how the moves are, because I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get in the heat of battle and do the old motion for a move I want to do and end up doing something else that I don't want to do, because that's exactly what happened in transition from one to the other. So that was something something I got to practice and work on playing wise. And they had the new updates for Grand Theft Auto Online for St. Patrick's Day. They were giving out free auto warehouses for vehicle Grand Theft Auto, of course. Steal the car, take it to your warehouse, strip it down, and sell it off again for making profit in the game. So that's something they gave you for free. Free cars, free this, that, all this other type of good stuff. So you can just log in. I think there was a login bonus to get $1 million in-game currency if you just log in between certain dates, and I did. I didn't know about it, of course, but I just logged in one day and said, hey, you got $1 million bucks. So, oh, cool, I'll take it, because I need it. I need to get all I can out of this game before they shut it down for 6, if that happens anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, everything's. I think the general consensus is that like when 6 comes out, I mean, online's still going to be there, but may not have as much focus as it used to be.
I mean, I guess so.
But who knows? I'm just that's a guess right now, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And another game that I was playing, some little $3 game I bought. Called None of Your Business.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's basically said nuns taking out demons, a shooting title, right?
Oh, it's a nun? Okay.
Nuns shooting demons, and you take out these demons and go these 30, it's like 30, it's like horde mode, basically, right? And you start off easy at level 1, and you get experience and currency, and you can buy better weapons to use to take out the enemies on screen, but it's like 30 rounds, and you have to take, and it gets progressively worse as you go on, right? So I've only got to like level 4 right now. I'm trying to gather money, because you can play levels over and over and over again. So I'm just trying to build up currency so I can pick up the better weapons, because from what I gathered, you can get overwhelmed pretty quickly if you don't have enough power in your weapons to take out the enemies as they come along, because you got a quota to get to. You got to get to like 20 to 30 on every round, but the more difficult enemies that you have to take out, taking out 30 is a lot harder when they're tanky as opposed to weak at the beginning. So I was having a little fun with that this week.
All right. Wow. Yeah. That's a lot of cover for 2 weeks. I hesitate to ask Steve what he's been playing for the past 2 weeks. Steve's on Discord with us. And Steve, what have you been up to, man?
Hey now. I mean, more of the usual for me, I guess. I didn't play anything new, but I did finish Resident Evil.
Okay.
And that was my my big accomplishment. I'm done.
Resident Evil's Capcom. Street Fighter was 6, 7, 80. I don't know.
Why'd you get there? Just because you said Street Fighter 80.
Which Capcom game was in the news because they like retconned a story aspect where there was some.
Alex.
Is it the one? I don't know if it was.
If it's Alex from Street Fighter 6, yeah, there was some controversy about that. Something in the lore.
Yeah,
something in the lore back in the day that someone either overlooked or
they
didn't
Game
think
of Throned it, like with like brother sister thing going on and having a child, and it was yeah.
So people had a fit with that.
I couldn't remember if it was Resident Evil because maybe.
No,
the lore of Resident Evil,
because there was a retcon story about the story, what they did to the story of Resident Evil 9. So there was a little bit of both.
Right.
I think.
Resident Evil's lore is all convoluted as hell. And and I wasn't sure about Street Fighter, but I guess they went and screwed that up too.
Yeah, a lot of folks.
You know what? They're doing their best though. Like Capcom's like the Sony of like motion pictures. You know, you look at the Sony studios and see what they do with their movies, and like they're trying to appeal to a worldwide audience. Like Sony, where you see Hollywood, it's like you can clearly see a Sony produced movie just by the trailer alone, and the way the trailer, like even the latest Spider-Man trailer, you go and watch that, and like Sony will go out of their way to deliberately like try and deceive the fan base or deceive the people that are watching it, and put shots of the movie that will just not. They'll put shots in the trailer that just won't be in the movie.
Or they will be in the trailer, but they will be in the movie, but they've been altered in the trailer.
Yeah, they'll hide stuff
to not spoil anything. Yeah,
I'm fine with the hiding things. Like there's plenty of reasons to do that. I mean, but Sony is like deceptive sometimes with the way they present things. So like Capcom's storytelling, they're kind of doing the same thing. They're trying to appeal across everywhere. And you watch like a Capcom game, and you're like, why did they do? Like, why is this in the game? And there's a bunch of sequences in Resident Evil 9 where, as much as I enjoyed it, I'm watching this and I'm like, why is this here? Like, what are they trying to do here? And there's this. It's almost like like they ripped off like Paul W.S. Anderson's film series of Resident Evil, where it's almost like they took it in the Fast and the Furious way, where it just things keep getting more and more ridiculous as they go. You're playing a pretty grounded Resident Evil game, you know, all things considered, because it's about mutating viruses and monsters and zombies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you get to a part, and you're like, what am I watching?
That felt like Resident Evil 5.
Yes, and you know exactly what part I'm talking about then, just because that was exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say exactly what it was, but it just I mean, and it barely added any. I mean, you're playing it. It's not like a cutscene or anything. But it might as well have just been a cutscene. Like, there's no real reason to even have this a playable scene.
So does that happen as well in 9?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Which is oddly, because I say which is oddly, no. Which is fitting, because the thing that happened in Resident Evil 5 happened, I think, to the same character that is in Resident Evil 9, correct? Or I could be mixing my characters up, I'm not sure.
I see now. I don't know what you're talking about now, but
I thought. Who are the characters in Resident Evil 9?
Leon Kennedy.
Oh, it's Leon.
Yeah, Leon.
Never mind. I was thinking Wesker.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, you say Wesker. There are.
Is there a Wesker connection in 9? Am I spoiling things? Because I don't know. If this is spoiler, I'm sorry. I've not played the game, so I don't know if I'm spoiling or not.
I don't know. What is our deal with spoilers in the show? Like, how do we handle that?
I try to let people know that we're about to spoil something, but I haven't played the game, and I don't know if I'm spoiling anything or not. I don't know.
Well, how long has the game been out? What?
9?
Yeah.
How long?
If you haven't discovered it by now, and heck, I mean, it's been on YouTube. It's on YouTube and playthroughs all over the place. So
I don't. It's
if you don't know by now,
it's not as much like
tough, though.
It's not as much like a TV show or a movie type thing.
It's been out for a month yesterday.
A month? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it. Let's just say that there's things. They did their best with where Resident Evil franchise has gone. The core games, 1 through 9, they did their best to retcon or to point to things to try to make events in the past not seem so ridiculous. And it's looking directly at Resident Evil 5 when it does it. So
crap. I guess I gotta watch a Let's Play, which is not something I normally do, but I know that I'm probably never playing that game.
You should. You should. I mean, there's a casual mode. I mean,
I was just thinking about it. I could probably play it on PC and get me some cheats in there that can take away the pressures I have of playing games like that.
You don't need them. With the casual mode, you definitely don't need. Like, enemies are slower, there's way more ammo, there's more time, more decision-making time. I mean, it's exactly what it says it is. It's just you're playing through, you want to experience the story, and you'll have fun playing it in casuals, no question.
Okay, well, it'll take me a while, because I won't pick it up until it's way cheaper.
I don't blame you. I mean, I took me a while to play through like the first. I went through it 3 times. I did it on classic mode.
I need to get on like your family plan.
What of Resident Evil?
On
What?
Steam.
Oh, yeah.
So we can do the family sharing. That way you can play the games I've got, which you already have, and I can play the games you got, which I don't already have.
Is that how it works now?
It did, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Because I was thinking about that with my kid, but I thought at some point, like, you couldn't be... If one person was playing one of your games in your library, you didn't have access to that
Right, no.
game?
If you're playing Resident Evil 6, I cannot play it while you're playing it. Or
Okay,
Resident Evil
so
6,
it's just-
Resident Evil 9, whatever. If you're playing the game that I want to play, I can't play it. But if you're not, I can play it anytime.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of neat.
So I can't remember how
Anyway.
you have to like log in on my machine or something. I don't remember how it works, but I can't remember. I think they made it easier actually to do family sharing.
Yeah, I do remember changes because I think the first time... I don't think you had access to any games in your account if somebody was on it. And that's like kind of ridiculous, right? Because
I want to say you're right in that if somebody was playing on Steam, regardless of game, you had no access to any of their stuff. They had to
that's how
not
I
be
remember
playing
it.
anything, and then you could play. I think now it's very specific to the game. So
That's good because
Yeah.
that makes more sense because nobody's ever going to be playing, 1,000 games at the same time in the family.
Yeah, and I think that it's also, I think they made it used to, they had to, whoever was sharing with you had to sign in on your machine, and then somehow log access so that you could share with their thing. And I don't think that happens now. I think you just send an invite of like, hey, join my family, and you can do it. It's just that you can only do it, there's only so many people that you can do that with, and anytime you remove somebody, there's like a delay of, 7 days or something before you can either re-add them or add somebody else or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
So
Steam does that with anything. Like if you add a new credit card, if you try to like trade,
right, yeah,
when
trade
you're not
was such
verified,
an annoyance because of that.
always
We
a
were-
7-day
Yep.
delay.
Yeah, I
but-
remember that. Anyway,
But
continue
Resident
on.
Evil- Yeah, no, I mean, I just today made it official. It's my second favorite Resident Evil game ever, behind the original Resident Evil 2.
Oh, 2. Okay, I
Yeah.
knew you liked 4.
So it's funny because I did like 4. 4, I've bought officially, I think, 6 times across platforms and consoles.
And remakes.
And the latest playthrough that I had, which I played right before Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't... I had played it, before the modern over-the-shoulder games like the Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3. And then when I went back to 4, like, there's little quality of life things that make it almost unplayable. And I think we talked about this on the show before, but
We have,
like, you
yeah.
can't strafe. You can't strafe left or right. You have to... It's still tank controls, right? So tank controls over the shoulder where I can only go forward and backwards and turn left. I can't look at something and then strafe left or right, which is very frustrating. You can only reload when you're aiming, which is another very frustrating thing that you're trying to, like, if you're running or trying to get away from something. So playing it the latest, I had dropped it in my rankings. I just didn't feel like it held up with more of the modern games. But and then now that I'm done with Resident Evil 9, I actually have to go back and play Resident Evil 4 Remake because it's a game that I didn't actually finish
Oh, okay.
when it came out.
Yep.
That was a tough game for me to kind of get back into, just thinking about it. But I'll have to go back and eventually finish that because there's a bunch of Leon character building stuff that happens in Resident Evil 9 where it makes sense. He has reactions the way he does, and he's a very seasoned character at this point, so nothing really surprises him. And I think even when he's a rookie in Resident Evil 2 and he's playing, you get this kind of sense of shock as the character, like you just can't believe what's happening. And then in 4, he's a little bit more experienced, so he's got a little bit of skill, and that's where you see like the melee come into effect. That's part of his character. And then in 9, he's just straight up like almost Arnold Schwarzenegger, like where his attitude, nothing really phases. He's got one-liners here and there, and he's a blast to play in Resident Evil 9.
Eh,
He's basically seen too much. For
he's
a
not
long
shocked
time.
about any revelation, anything
Yeah.
that any monster that shows up. He's like, oh yeah, I expect this, no, and then
Oh,
he
this
just-
old chestnut again.
Yeah, isn't he like in his mid 40s, almost 50 in this game?
Yeah, I think that's right. I will say this one thing. There's this part. I'm not going to say specifically. I'll just say there's a part where like he's on an object that's like falling and crashing, and he just casually like he's fighting enemies, and then it goes into like a cutscene, and he just casually like steps off the thing perfectly timed with the ground, and just like watches the rest of what he was on just fall to the ground, and he just looks down. He's like, "Yep, that happened," and he just continue playing the character like he's just very cool and collected. In Resident Evil 9.
You got Devil May Cry in my Resident Evil. You got Resident Evil in my
Pretty
Devil May
much.
Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Very
played it
much
3
so.
times. It was a blast. It was great. I'm going to keep it installed because I hear there's DLC coming, story DLC, and yeah, I'll be waiting for it.
All right. Well, as for me, you guys have done much more than I have. I'm still playing that Lost and Found Company, which is great. I've never had as much fun as I've had for an find object type game.
Hey, look, if you're still having fun with it, keep playing it.
I mean, I am. It can be very difficult at times, but I still and I have to look up some answers. So there's that. I played some Proverbs again. I mean, these are just little jump in and jump out type games. Marvel Snap, of course. This other one that I've been putting a lot of time in is ridiculous, like really ridiculous. It is. It's called Scritchy Scratchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Scratchy Scratchy.
Yeah, it's called. It's on Steam, and you're just scratching off lotto tickets.
Get out of here.
That's it. You have to earn money to buy the tickets, and then you scratch the tickets, and you make more money, and then you get better.
Hopefully,
You get access to higher tiered tickets that give out more money, and then some tickets, depending on what you rub off, you can get, you can get deducted money. So you have to be careful in that, and then it just continuously grows, where you can buy bigger coins that scratch off bigger surfaces. You can buy luck that increases your chances of hitting jackpots on your lottery tickets, and it just continues to go and go and go and go and go. And then you can, when you hit jackpots, you get points to spend to unlock more bonuses. And then, like when you hit a wall, or if you die, and you can die, which is weird.
going broke, you mean?
Well, if you go broke, you can buy a loan. I say buy a loan. You can get a loan. But there is, like, at the end of each sort of sequence, there is a final scratch-off. And usually, for the most part, the odds are very good that you're going to die at that point. When you do, you start anew, and you get upgrades that help you progress faster and further. And you continue and continue and continue. It's cookie clicker, but more work. Because you actually do have to sit there and scratch. You can buy things that'll scratch the tickets off for you.
Oh, that's when it becomes cookie clicker.
Yeah,
you
that's
just
when
have it open.
Yeah, like I just unlocked the ability to purchase something that will automatically buy tickets. I've had to manually buy the tickets now, which is basically just clicking on them and spending the money.
Yeah.
I've had a thing it's a desk that you're on. You can buy a fan, and when you turn the fan, and you can buy a battery for the fan that'll let the fan continue to go. Otherwise, you have to sit there and hold the button to keep the fan going. That fan will push the tickets into your automatic scratcher in the corner of the desk. And so you can just keep buying tickets and turn the fan on and feed it into that thing.
I just downloaded the demo. I'm playing it now.
Oh, okay. You have to wipe off plates and earn like $1 each time you wipe
you
off
earn
a
$2
plate.
per plate.
Yeah.
It's like it's your day job.
Yeah, that'll get you that'll get you money to buy a ticket, and then it just progresses from there.
Oh, I unlocked the trash can.
Yeah, the trash can that'll come in handy later. But yeah, AC Wraith says, I believe the genre is called incremental game. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is an incremental game. I've only prestiged twice now. The first time when I died, and it introduced the prestige aspect of like, hey, here's where you can spend points to get, when you can start with a certain amount of money instead of starting broke, you know? You can start with all these upgrades officially purchased instead of having to buy them again. There are different aspects to the upgrade trees that they give you. I know that what I'm saying sounds way more detailed than, or sounds like it's a lot more detailed than you might think, but I'm right. It's not. It's it's scratching off lotto tickets. That's it.
Yeah, I just won $10.
Hey, see, congratulations. And the more you do, the more you buy, the more you scratch off that particular ticket, you level up that particular ticket. And the more you level that up, the greater the odds increase for you to get better rewards from it. Until you hit the level 10, which means you max it out. And at that point, it is, of course, when you buy like a luck enhancer, is the best way I can describe it. That also then increases your chances of hitting jackpots. And each ticket, once you hit the main jackpot, has a super jackpot that is extremely rare to trigger it, and then also extremely rare to win it. In other words, you can trigger that, which gives you then a 3-space scratch-off, match 3 to win. Triggering the ticket itself is rare.
Yeah.
Scratching 3 and having them be the same is even more so.
Yeah. It's rare to get a shot at it.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah. It is. I have fed hundreds of tickets into that little automatic scratcher and have come up dry as far as the super jackpot. Much less.
Oh, what the heck? I broke a plate and they took away money.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful about that. By the way, there's a perk you can buy when you prestige that will give you money when you break plates. Or will do something that'll help you with broken plates.
You sound like the perks in Balatro.
So Balatro is a one run and done type of thing.
Yeah.
This is more of a continue to go even after you've failed.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the perks that are like things that are normally bad for you. All of a sudden, they could be
good for you.
They're good.
Yeah.
Good for you in the long run. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is one of those like I'm going to scratch off a couple more tickets before I go to bed, and like you just continue to sit there and scratch tickets and keep going.
This is more game than
comes
Cookie
up. You wonder what
Clicker.
happened.
Like I said, it's Cookie Clicker, but with work.
Right. Until you get to the unlock where it just scratches them for you.
Right.
Cleans your plate for you.
Yeah, eventually you can buy an upgrade that'll let the ticket scratcher also clean your plate. So then you can throw that in there. But I've had more fun just seeing the new ticket that you get at each kind of rank, because it's fun to see, like there's a couple where you can scratch it and be like, ooh, that's a penalty. Don't scratch any more of that space, because if you unlock it, you get penalized. And so if I can tell that that's a penalty, then I'll scratch the other spaces just to get the reward from them and not the penalty itself.
Underneath the scratching area, there's a penalty icon? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, you can see, like when you click on a ticket, and before you scratch it, if you click on a ticket, you'll see the odds of what's on the side. And some of them do have penalties. You may not have reached one that does just yet, but some of them do. Outside of just not rewarding anything. But some of them will have a penalty. I think the first one you get is an apple tree, and it's got 5 spaces on the tree. And anytime there's a worm, that's a penalty, and it deducts money. Now, it only deducts that money if you accept it at the end. If you don't, then you just drag it to the trash can and throw it away, if you bought the trash can. That way you're not penalized for whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say there's strategy involved. It's mostly luck and knowing when to keep something and when to throw it away. You know, but it's at some point you get to the point where you've got so much money the penalties don't matter. You know, they're so incremental to how much money you're pulling out of it that one that gives you a penalty, the next ticket is going to absolutely make up and maybe double make up for what you lost. But it takes a minute to get there. Like I'm in the whatever comes after trillions right now. Quintillions? Yeah, I'm in the quintillions of the money I'm pulling in. So, yeah.
I want to make it to the second scratch ticket, and then I'll stop playing.
Yeah, sure you will. Sure you will. It's just something where you could just sit there mindlessly and be like, yeah, just whatever. Scratching tickets off and doing something else
It's
at the
one
same
of those
time.
turn your brain off and play.
Oh, I mean,
games.
your brain is off, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Your brain is far from off. Your brain is soup. I mean, it's just not, it is not required. At a certain point, there are points where, again, you're making sure you don't send yourself into debt from what you're doing, because you absolutely can actually, if you're not paying attention on some of these, depending on what you clicked on, you can absolutely, that happened to me. I had to take out a loan, which gave me a cheap, yeah.
I just had to take out a loan. And then I bought $100 scratch ticket, and I won $0. So now I've got $1.
Back to the plates.
Great.
Back to the plates.
These people are messy.
Yeah, by the way, when you have to take out a loan, you have a penalty. It should say on your loan paper what your penalty is.
10%, I think. Oh, I just broke a plate now. Oh, my God, I'm done with this game.
Well, luckily, it's just the demo.
It's just the demo.
Yeah. So, anyway, Scritchy Scratchy, that's kind of what I've been playing. So, yeah. That is it. We're going to go to a break here, and when we come back, we'll, I guess, jump into the news, or we'll just keep talking about lotto tickets, maybe. I don't know. We don't have a lottery here, by the way, Steve. I think you've got one up where you're at, but we don't have a lottery here.
Really? You don't have you don't have them, what is it? The Mega Millions?
No, not in this. Nope.
I thought that was a nationwide thing.
Not in the nation of Alabama.
Well, look, but you can fix that with a 2-hour road trip. That's all you can do.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it on this show during the weekly shows here about how, the money leaves the state because it's going into other states so they can buy lottery tickets.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where for whatever reasons, like, no lotto here, I guess they think it's bad or against their religious affiliation or whatever it might. I'm not exactly sure.
Meanwhile,
Do you guys have any casinos or anything?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Right, we do.
Yeah, I was about to say, meanwhile,
Weird.
the local casinos are cleaning up.
Well, it's, they're the Indian reservation casinos, that sort of thing. So
the state doesn't get any of that. Those are all private.
correct. Although I'm sure the state probably does get something out of it. But yeah, but no lottery. No lottery for whatever reason. No lottery, no weed. So, I mean, within my lifetime, we just got rid. We were just able to sell alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah, that was a thing. Not in Massachusetts, but in Maine.
Of course not. You bunch of heathens.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And then I think that's all changed now. I think all the states surrounding states allow it now.
I mean, look. When I went to Seattle and saw what they were doing there with the legal marijuana sales, I came back here. This is going back pre-2020, whatever. There were only like a few places that were states that had legalized the sale of it. I came back here and I was like, no, fine. If you don't want to do the lotto, that's fine. Open up the weed. Because the people that would pass through here, you're talking about, we talked about the fact that people would leave this state to go buy lottery tickets. Do you imagine how much money we would have pulled in from Georgia and Mississippi and Tennessee, Florida, people who drive through here to go to Florida for like spring break and everything? The amount of money we could have pulled in this state with doing that. God.
It's funny. We have a problem with that up here too, because I guess before it was legalized, Massachusetts was like, "Hey, we will not reject licenses." Like that was part of like the bargaining. I guess is that they wouldn't limit the amount of license up here for you to open a shop. And now there's so many places to buy it that it's actually devaluing the product. So it's like very cheap now anywhere you go.
Fine by me. Power to the consumer, man. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll step off our soapboxes and go back into talking about, well, I don't know. There's a lot of, again, more bad news. It just seems to just continue to get worse.
Epic.
Well, I mean, there was Epic, but we missed last week where Sony closed an entire studio. I can't remember what studio it was. I thought I had it in here.
Was it the Call of Duty studio?
I can't remember. I thought I had it in here, but I guess I don't have it in the news.
The one behind. It was like Call of Duty Direct.
What was it? Dark Outlaw Games.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Dark Outlaw Games was the name of the studio, but I can't remember what they made. I can't remember the games that they had made, but
which was right after the shutdown of Blue Point Games.
Right. I mean, there was that
Blue
one.
Point is what I was thinking about.
Well, they closed another studio as well, and I don't have it in my news here, but I do have the Epic thing. Good God. Anyway, music here from a game called Wildgate. It is the main theme for that game. We will be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. He said after he clicked it. There it is. And welcome back into In-Game Chats. Music here from Super Mario Party Jamboree, the title theme for that one. We got RJ in here and Steve hanging out on Discord there. Steve, are you with us for the whole show today?
Yeah, I think I might be.
That'd be wonderful. Glad to have you here.
Love talking about games with you guys.
I know, it's great. It's just always bad news. We had, there's layoffs at Warner Brothers Montreal. We had Sony shutting down a studio, and then the big one was Epic Games laying off over 1,000 people. Let's see.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, they're shutting down Fortnite Rocket Racing, Ballistic, and Festival Battle Stage, which I guess is all Fortnite things. The announcement was also prefaced with a sentence, "This note was sent to Epic employees today." Fortnite also posted an update to X stating that it will shut down 3 of their newer modes, Rocket Racing, Ballistic, and Festival Battle Stage. I don't know what that necessarily means other than, I don't know if...
that's weird. Think about that concept for a second, because if it's all affecting Fortnite... what did Fortnite generate last year in revenue? Like $5 billion?
Yeah, I mean, huge. I mean, that is their money maker.
I mean... There's not many...
That and Unreal and
studios.
The Unreal Engine.
Yeah, and I mean, the Unreal Engine's almost everywhere now, especially in TV and film.
And they charge out well, I say they charge. I know that there's different ways of...
$6 billion.
Fortnite made $6 billion in a year?
Billion?
Fortnite generated approximately $6 billion in revenue during 2025.
I had to scratch off so many lotto tickets to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that's like Valve money, when they, what they pull in with all their games. I didn't think... I had to look that up now.
True. I don't know what those... Because most of those are free to play. Well, we're thinking Counter-Strike source.
Yeah, I was thinking Counter-Strike alone. Apparently, CS2 generated over $1 billion last year as well.
Just $1 billion?
Just $1 billion.
Just $1 billion?
$1 billion just for one game. I don't know what Dota does. I don't know what any of the other games do.
Dota. Yeah. Sweeney's announcement cites downturn in Fortnite engagement as the primary reason for the layoffs, claiming the decline began in 2025. And the studio... Wait a second. The decline. We made $6 billion last year, but it's a decline in 2025, and the studio hasn't recovered since. Well, then you need to work on your $6 billion, and the studio hasn't recovered.
Because think about that, and I just did a quick 2024. They made $5.1 billion. So what are they talking about?
It also blames broad industry-wide changes like slower growth and low console sales, as well as challenges unique to Epic. That is in quotation marks. All of which generally have to do with constant Fortnite updates on console, PC, and mobile platforms. I realize it takes a team to keep Fortnite going. I know you need a team in order to do that, and pay your team. And I guess I don't need to try and figure out the way that they handle their money or what they do with it. Notably, the message does not say the company plans to replace workers with AI. Quoting, "Since it's a thing now, I should note that the layoffs aren't related to AI," that Sweeney wrote. "To the extent it improves productivity, we want to have as many awesome developers developing great content and tech as we can. Just not these 1,000 people. We want that, but just not these 1,000 people." Epic recently made headlines for raising the price of V-Bucks, which is their in-game currency of Fortnite. 1,000 V-Bucks used to go for $8.99. That same price now only gets players 800 V-Bucks. "The cost of running Fortnite has gone up a lot, and we're raising prices to help pay the bills," said the announcement. Fortnite's newest season began last week. Despite being less than 3 months in, 2026 has not seen the end of the years-long trend of game industry layoffs. Crystal Dynamics laid off staff last week. Battlefield Studios laid off staff after launching one of the most successful games of 2025. Ubisoft laid off over 100 employees at Red Storm Entertainment. Highguard launched and was fully shut down just weeks later. Riot Games laid off 80 employees following 2XKO's launch. Last month, Sony shut Bluepoint Games down. So, yeah.
Nobody liked that.
No, they didn't. No, we did not. So yeah,
the Bluepoint one. What did they do? They did the.
They do a lot of remakes.
They remade the
Shadow of Colossus. Did they do that?
They did that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Yeah. They were hoping for a remake of Bloodborne from them.
I know.
And then the shutdown happened, and that killed all our hopes.
Well, plus the dude from so weird to say this, but the dude from Software.
Yeah.
He said that if they were going to do a remake, it was going to be them doing it and not.
Yeah, I'm not going to let anybody else handle that.
They said that we would not give that out to anybody else. We would do the remake.
This is our baby. We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're doing remakes of 10-year-old games now. Is that what we're doing?
Well, they're running out of ideas. that's what we're going.
I mean, I will.
Look, if Scratchy made it, they're running out of ideas. But man,
I can't remember when they released the Shadow of Colossus remake, but it was a really good remake. I mean, it was a really good You go back and look at that game that came out in October of 2008, I think.
Yeah.
2007, 2008, maybe. I can't remember what year. And you look at the remake, and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
As far as because it's a ground-up redone sort of thing that they did. And I think the same was with Demon Souls. People praised that as a really great
they did.
remake for PlayStation 5. And so I'd be fine with a remake of Bloodborne. I absolutely would. Plus, it's likely that remake would get to PC at this point as well, or would have. That's basically what people were wanting from
because they've been wanting
the
Bloodborne
remake
on PC for a very long time.
Yeah, they were wanting the PC. By the way, PAX East is going on right now. Up in your neck of the woods there, buddy.
I used to go annually. I stopped going. It just became. This was before COVID.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It petered for me. It petered out. It didn't have that grand event feel anymore. A lot of big developers and publishers just stopped going. I went last year. Because I had a buddy who lives in Texas who wants to move up here, and I'm like, why don't you come up for PAX East and we'll do some other stuff while you're up here? And we went, and it was okay, but like it gave me the same vibe because I took about, I gotta remember now, took a pretty big break in between going, and I was like, maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll give us that feel, but I mean there was nothing really there that I was interested in.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but.
Yeah,
I had the same feeling with conventions I go to. You know, really good at the beginning, but over time, it just didn't have the same pop that it used to.
Yeah, I haven't been to anything since 2020. Well, since 2019, because 2020 was, you know, they didn't do anything in that year as far as that's concerned. And when they ramped it back up afterwards, it just they started it back in 2021, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. It's too soon. Mm-hmm. There's probably a lot of companies that just aren't going to show up. I'll catch it around next time. And as it kept going, it just felt like, nah, not a good time to go, not a good time to spend the money, not having the money to go, especially when I was thinking about going back out to Seattle. But at this point, it's like, you know, maybe I'll make it out there.
And then the major folks started making their own like little YouTube videos and things, and showing off their stuff that way. So
I only ever went to Boston the first time. For the very first PAX East.
That one was a great one. That was such a good one because it wasn't even in the Boston Convention Center. It was in Heinz Convention Center, and that's like smack dab downtown Boston.
Yeah,
it takes place in Seaport now, which is a little bit more open, a lot more hotels, more restaurants like for walking distance and all that. But yeah, Heinz, and then I think PAX realized like, holy crap, we gotta find a bigger facility because this is not going to sustain us because the turnout was just insane.
It was. For that first year, it was massive. It was still one of those things where it's like you got to grab your tickets because they're going to sell out, and you know, grab them from scalpers and things like that. It was not fun. Now it seems to be pretty easy to get tickets to either one.
Well, it's a 4-day event now. It's not a 3-day event anymore.
True.
That's the other thing too. They added a day.
Yep, they absolutely did. So anyway, yeah, that's going on out your neck of the woods. So just getting a Twitter thing update from it because I still follow them, and so they still hand out that information.
I was thinking something about the Epic Games story we were just talking about. Okay, about $6 billion, right?
Yeah.
And firing people, well, it's not enough. Who are you trying to satisfy? Are you trying to satisfy your investors, or is it like a Square Enix thing where we were projected to make this, but you didn't make this, and even though it succeeded, it's a failure? Or something going along those lines.
I don't think they consider it a failure. I just think they're looking at the growth as being, even though it's more than we had last year, it is still maybe a decline.
So projection thing?
Yeah, maybe looking at it like, well, somebody raises a good point in one of the comments where he says this is a fundamental issue of games as a service model. It's not exactly right to call gamers fickle, but neither should anyone expect them to play a single game monolithically into perpetuity. In other words,
it's not happening.
It's not. It's the train's going to reach the station at some point.
Burnout.
Yeah, you're going to hit the end of this eventually.
Kind of like with Call of Duty. Every year, the same game with maybe little perks in there. To me, anyway. I mean,
they still hit the numbers. I mean, they still hit the numbers they need, I guess, to continue going.
Yeah. Or me with sports titles.
But I'm not sure that they hit those numbers this past year with the release of whatever Call of Duty we had.
Well, what was it, Black Ops 7 that really didn't do?
I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, Street Fighter 80, right? Yeah. But
I think people also got burned out with Assassin's Creed, and they stopped making that an annual title.
They did. I think they had to realize. I mean, they did the same thing with Far Cry. They realized that, okay, we can stop making this annually, you know?
Games like that. Yeah, but games like, I mean, like the sports titles I was talking about, you can make that every year. I mean, it's just pretty much the same game with a roster update.
Yeah, and I mean, the same thing as Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, Rainbow Six. You know, they released one game and then they just update it as it goes. The Division 2 is seemingly becoming that sort of thing as well.
Well, seasons and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because you brought it up, Rainbow Six, so they added achievements to it recently.
Yeah,
you're talking about Siege, right? I assume.
Yes, Siege. Yeah.
They added achievements, and I haven't launched the game, and I used to play Siege quite a bit. It's a very good game, and they just kept adding characters and classes and stuff like that, and then it just became too overwhelming, and it got too complicated to pay attention to all the skills that I had to be looking out for. But a part of me wants to launch the game anyway because that's what I did when Ubisoft put achievements on all the Far Cry games. You just launch it, and then all the achievements pop at once.
Yeah, they were.
They pop. Like they look at your Uplay account, and that's how they kept track of all the things you did.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, should I just, if I launch Siege, am I going to get back into it and have to get all the achievements again? So, because then I'll have that bug. I'll be obsessed. I'm like, oh, I got to keep playing. I got to get this. I got to get that. Yeah. But I didn't do it. I'm not launching it. I'm going to keep it.
That's what happened to me whenever Destiny 2 came over to Steam, and I had to move from the Blizzard account over to Steam.
Yeah.
All of my achievements there were just like boom, 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 just started popping off.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey,
I took screenshots of that day when that was. just keep, you see it, because I look at the activity feed in Steam a lot, and I look at who's playing what they're earning, and I looked at mine that day, and it was just like Duke Nukem has achieved blah 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 blah, and Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of achievements in one day.
Yep.
See, I was about to ask you, is Siege almost the hero shooter type?
Yes.
Game from them?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Different types of characters in there that you have to pick from. Okay.
Yep, they all have a name, and they all have a special defense or offensive capability, and then you're either defending an area or breaching an area, and there's drones, and there's all these different, strategies and trying to take out the other 5 players, and it just became too much. And then there was crossover players too. They were like, I don't even know what it looks like today, but it used to just be like 6 different offensive guys and 6 different defensive guys, and I'm generalizing. I'm sure it was like 10 and 10. But they just kept adding characters, adding, with different guns, different everything. And unless you play, 40 hours a week, keeping up with that is very difficult.
Yeah, I did have the article in there about Sony shutting down Dark Outlaw Games. And I'm trying to see what they were working on. 50 people are being laid off as part of Sony's latest cuts. Message sent to staff. Blue Point made to Rising. What were they working on? Looks like this says Call of Duty Zombies co-creators Dark Outlaw Games. So I guess they worked on the zombies part of Call of Duty, but that would have been prior to the purchase of... No. I don't know, man. Call of Duty Zombies co-creators Dark Outlaw Games has reportedly been shut down by Sony. Oh, never mind. Dark Outlaw Games was a studio founded by a former Call of Duty Zombies lead. Jesus.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant before the break when I said the Call of Duty guy. I meant the Call of Duty director. That's why I brought up Call of Duty.
Yeah, Jason Blundell is his name.
He worked for Treyarch or something?
Treyarch, yes. Yeah, he worked for Treyarch, yeah.
Yep.
And then he formed his own studio, and now that studio has been closed by Sony.
Goodness, I just looked up Siege and the amount of operators you got to pick from.
How many is it now? What's it up to?
77.
Oh my god!
One of which being Solid Snake.
Yeah, see, I told you they were doing crossovers.
Yeah,
they were doing.
Yeah.
They did that in their Wildlands games, the Ghost Recon games, where they put the Siege players in, like in a couple of story missions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's great. I love that stuff. But when you go the other way, it just becomes, too much. Mm-hmm. They got crazy with it. Clearly.
Yeah, some games like this, you can get overwhelmed.
Of course.
With, where winds meet. I was late to the party, and there was so much information I had to absorb in a short time. It just got too overwhelming. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, I need to back off on this for a minute because it's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what do we got. Oh, we're already at the top of the hour. God, we got to go to a break. We will be back with more of In-Game Chat. We got to get through this break. It seems like we just came back from one. Anyway, we're going to a break now. This is music from a game called Ludo, Luto. And the name of the track is Melancholia. So we'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat, right? And Steve, right after this. Welcome back into In-Game Chats. Music here from Monument Valley 3. This track is called Drift. It's a puzzle game. Favorite puzzle game of mine, the Monument Valley series. Anyway, welcome back into the in-game chats here. We got RJ and we got Steve on Discord here hanging out for the afternoon. Just got a text from Wario talking about the one of the Final Fantasy games being on sale. Yay. You're into that?
I got to play those. Oh my god, I got to play those.
I finally picked up the first remake part 1, I guess, whatever, you know.
Yep.
There's 2 parts, I guess, and I have I picked up the first part on sale, I think, over the winter, the Steam winter sale that they were going on, which, you know, sure, I'll get to that whenever. It makes me, I seriously wonder sometimes why I sit there and buy games, even at a discount, because it's like, I don't care that you're getting them at a cheap price. When are you going to play them? You know?
I like that strategy of just hoarding them when the sales come, because it makes sense, especially at during Steam when you can buy like 10 games for $5. It's you're putting them away for a rainy day or when you get that itch, and they'll just be there.
One day.
People always complain, "Oh, you don't own them," blah 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 blah. They'll be there. Okay, you don't. Even if there's an announcement that Steam is shutting down, you can download them. You can store them on a hard drive. You can have them forever. There's ways.
There is.
But I think I said this on the show too in the past, where it just feels like all I'm doing is playing remakes and remasters.
Right.
Like I'm playing very little new IP, and that's partially on me,
right.
You know, because I'm choosing to play the things. But I want to experience some of these remasters and remakes on modern technology. There's games that came out with RCA cables, and the resolutions were crummy, and I want to see what an HD remaster is on a lot of these things. And then sometimes there's games that just sit, that in my memories they live as some of the greatest experiences I've ever had, and I think that is what keeps me from not playing some of the more modern remakes like Final Fantasy VII. Like in my head, Final Fantasy VII was the greatest game I've ever played. If I play the remake, is that going to sour or change any? Am I going to play this and be disappointed? I don't want that to interfere. I don't want to have to compare the two of those, and I think that happens a lot with me on some of these remakes, and I don't know if it's a hurdle you guys have to get over, but it's something that I battle with all the time.
I mean, in regards to your example there, I never played Final Fantasy VII. I knew about it. I was around people who did play it at the time. I mean, everybody on this show, with the exception of RJ, but way back when, we had, 7 people in the room. All of them, except for me and RJ, had played Final Fantasy VII. It seems like everybody had experienced that game. I only ever experienced it because at the time I worked at a video store, worked at Blockbuster. And when anybody would rent that game, it's like, here's all your discs, for you to go and rent this for a night. It's like, you better have this you better put in money for like 5-day rental on this, man, because you ain't going to beat this in a night. Or it's one of those things where they would rent it for the weekend, play, save, take it back. Next weekend, they'd pick it back up, play, save, take it back, that sort of thing, whatever the case may be, if we had it in. But
funny thing is, though, you couldn't save, like, unless you had your own memory card, you couldn't save the game.
Right.
So, like, if you died in the game, that's it.
Yeah.
And I would do that, too, because I would do it with Resident Evil. I didn't have a PlayStation. So I would rent the PlayStation from Blockbuster with the game, play as far as I could, and I know you could beat it in 2 hours. Like I think there was an unlock, a character or outfit unlock, or maybe it was infinite rocket launcher. I don't remember. If you did beat it under 2 hours, but I would take my time and I would die, fighting the snake, and then I'd be like, okay, I got to start over again. That's it. No memory card.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I never played Final Fantasy VII, so me going through the remake of that. Plus, as I understand it, they kind of did something with the remake to sort of not let it it happens the same way, but it continues beyond, right?
Oh, I don't know. I know. You know what? I don't know much about the remake. I really don't. I own it. I own it. It's something that I might play on the deck. I mean, it's perfect for the deck.
Yeah. So to spoil a little bit here, because from what I understood, this was kind of a thing that was kept secret for until people started playing it. They played it and got through at the end of it, and it ended on a cliffhanger, which is not what the original Final Fantasy VII did. And they realized, they're making a whole trilogy out of this remake, adding in moving the story further than what the original game went, from what I understand.
So it's like episodes?
No, it's not episodes. It's a 3-game. I mean, it's a 3-game series. I mean, if you were, it's like Back to the Future is not 3 episodes. It's 3 different films. You know, or 3 films in a succession of telling the story. Alan Wake is episodic. Walking Dead is episodic.
Same story over 3 games.
Yeah, it's the same story, but it's over 3 games long now. But not necessarily they're not in an episode like format. It is, and then again, this is like, we talk about convoluted lore with Resident Evil or with maybe Street Fighter. I'm not sure about that, but with Resident Evil, absolutely. But we talk about convoluted lore. Let's get into the Final Fantasy. Let's get into the Kingdom Hearts and go down that barrel of fun with what they've done with the lore there. I would rather work on advanced physics than try to understand that kind of lore.
I couldn't even tell you. I played all of them up until 12, and I played a little bit of the online 9. No,
14.
What was it, 11? 11.
I thought you meant the MMO. Wasn't there Final Fantasy 14? Isn't that the MMO?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the second MMO. There was another MMO.
Oh, okay.
Final Fantasy 11. And I can't remember a thing about any of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I mean, I know the general overview, where, Cloud's in Midgar, and, there's this, oppression that's going on, and there's, I don't know, an asteroid that is going to hit the planet, and they have to stop. I mean, I can't remember really, like, beat for beat. No. I know about the characters. I know that one of them dies. I know the bad guy's Sephiroth, and you fight him at the end. I remember these beats, but I can't tell you, like, from disc to disc what happens.
Hey, something that just changes the subject now, but something that happened over the past 2 weeks that we didn't really get to talk to, but maybe you saw this, Steve. I don't know. The new DLSS 5 from NVIDIA. Yeah. Well, see, you're rocking a 5090, so you probably do get to see this. That whole situation. Did you take a look at any of that? Did you follow any of that?
I did. I almost feel like people are overreacting a little bit. So should we lay the groundwork? I don't know if you had an article or something to talk about first.
Yeah, I mean, I've got this one from Eurogamer talking about it was widespread criticism to its new tech known as DLSS 5, which says it will bridge the divide between rendering and reality. But according to this article, from what we have seen so far, it mostly appears to layer a gaudy AI filter over a game's original work. Its AI-powered tech includes an upscaling filter, with NVIDIA stating it will allow developers to deliver a new level of photoreal computer graphics previously only achieved in Hollywood visual effects. In the case of Resident Evil Requiem's Grace Ashcroft, the DLSS 5 filter appeared to alter her original appearance. God, I wish it would alter my reading ability, by enlarging her lips and giving her more makeup. Needless to say, this was all met with more than a handful of raised eyebrows, with terms like AI slop being bandied about. However, when asked for comment on the criticism surrounding DLSS 5 from both professionals and fans, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said, well, first of all, they're completely wrong. That's right. It's... What is that old Simpsons quote? That's right. It's the kids who have it wrong, or whatever the case it may be. It was one of those things where it's like, all of these people say it's wrong, but you're going to sit there and say that, nope, they're wrong, I'm right. Instead, the execs stress that control over how DLSS 5 is implemented in-game lies with its developers. The reason for that is because, as I explained very carefully, DLSS 5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. That's his further discussion at a Q&A at GTC 2026. The CEO also added those using the tech will be able to fine-tune the generative AI to make it match a game's visual style, claiming that the new tech adds generative capability to existing game geometry, but doesn't change the artistic control that the developers have. It's not post-processing. It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level, before closing out saying that all of that is in the direct control of the game developer. This is very different from generative AI. It's content control generative AI. That's why we call it neural rendering. That's a fancy word to say, generative AI. This is something that Bethesda has already sought to assure its community about. Yesterday, after the reveal of DLSS 5 and the subsequent backlash, the studio, Bethesda, said it would be further adjusting the lighting and final effects of the tech's visuals on Starfield and beyond. This will all be under our artists' control and totally optional for players. That Bethesda said that of DLSS 5. As for when we'll be able to fully judge for ourselves, it's coming later this year. So says NVIDIA. So yeah, but you think it's overreaction?
I don't know. I mean, I watched like a 30-minute video of Gamers Nexus on, and he was going through and kind of freaking out about this, and and then some people are saying that it's adding things. You know, it's not taking the geometry and enhancing it. It's adding features like the Grace's character. If you go and look at that, it looks like they're adding makeup to her and like changing her ears, and like there's hair strands that just disappear and appear in other places. There's people that are deep diving at that to that level, but if you look at it at like a higher level, like the Starfield examples, I think it takes those NPCs and it does kind of brush over and give them a more real face to you know, almost like you're like, I don't want to say photorealism because I still don't think it's photorealistic, but the stretching of the skin, the shadows, it does kind of look like it was modeled, you know, differently and with a higher resolution. I don't know. I haven't really. When I saw it, I was like, cool. It's like it almost looked like a filter that you put on the game, and then it does it in real time. But I don't know why there's been so much kind of. Maybe there's another way that people are looking at this where they're seeing it as, because I think in the Resident Evil case too, I don't think the developers were aware this was coming.
They weren't. Yeah. That was the other thing. I can
see that. That's another big thing, is you have to make sure that you involve the people that you're showcasing this technology with, and I don't know if Capcom was kind of upset about that or not, but
corporate probably wasn't, but I guarantee the developers who worked on the game likely were, or you know, cared about what they were seeing there. Like corporate probably was like, oh hey, that's really cool for a thing, sure, you know, it wasn't affecting the sales of their game either way,
right?
But the developers the artists and developers who worked on that game probably look at that and be like, what are you doing to my stuff?
I mean, that's silly too, because like we mod stuff all the time and change things. Like I don't understand why. I mean, an artist wouldn't get upset about that, you know. So what is the
I think it's because I think that's because it's the player's choice to decide if they're going to do that or not, and it's probably not sanctioned by their parent company or the companies that they partnered with. It is a player's choice to do that, and I would say that this is also probably a player's choice as well.
It better be. It better not just be on by default. But they would hope that.
But it makes me see. I have not dipped my toe into the waters of DLSS much, if at all. I have a 3080, and I'm not sure if that has DLSS with it or what that can do. I'm not sure. with my graphics.
I was using when I had my 3080. I was using it on Borderlands 4.
But it was like DLSS, what, 3 or 2? It was a lower number.
It wasn't 5. No, it wasn't 5.
Oh yeah, it wasn't 5. My question is,
it's not out yet.
yeah, my question is that if this is all that DLSS 5 does, is lay over that generative AI filter, then sure, I can decide to either turn it on or turn it off. But if it has other things that come with it that actually do improve other aspects of the game, except now I have to look at these characters looking like they have a filter on them, that's an issue. Like, if I can't single out the parts of DLSS 5 that I want to be used or don't want to be used, and I have no idea if I can. I don't know how that actually works. But if all it does is lay a filter over it that I can turn on and off, we're fine. If it does other things, but also puts the filter on it, then I have a problem with it. Like, oh, it also reduces memory usage by this much, but I have to look at it looking like this while I play. No. Give me something that does that, but doesn't lay over this filter if I have that choice, if I want to have that choice. I'm not saying either way on it, because I've only seen examples from just a few games, and I'm curious what it looks like in others that they don't show off, and others that other people get their hands on and say, oh, look, here's what it does to this title or for this, I'm curious once the people get a hold of it, what else it can do. But if that's all it is just a filter to lay over it, then sure, it's up to the players to use it. However, again, I go back to the fact that it was a partner with your parent company that has decided that your work needed to be improved. Or whatever they say. They said they think it needs to be improved. As an artist, you're like, no, that's the way it looks, because that's the way I wanted it to look. That keeps the aesthetic with everything else that I had built and that I had drawn and that I had the idea for, whatever the case may be. I didn't want her to look like this. I want her to look like this. And I realize there's skins and there's all these things that a player can choose to do. When your partner comes in, your business partner comes in from another corporation and says, now we're going to change everything that you just did with this little filter that lays over your work and completely changes what you had intended for it to look like or what you had worked with, they may be upset about that. And I think some of them were. I'm not saying all of them were, but I believe some of them were. I don't know.
I think people also are just very sensitive to AI and like how there really hasn't been anything on what the job reduction because of AI has been. It's going to be huge.
I mean,
right?
but it's not only the job reduction; it's the price increase of things that we talk about at RAM. It's the price increase that it's taking its toll on everything else as well. So it is jobs. But it's also the increase of price on something is, I don't want to say minimal, but, memory for our computers that was not at the price that it's currently at, and now forcing the price of everything else to go up. And then there's other aspects that are going on in the world that is also causing those prices to go up as well. So,
we're looking at the hiring practices of what Microsoft did, the person they picked to replace Spencer.
Well, there's that, and there was another news story that I had where Microsoft is, current gen Xbox consoles sometime this year are going to get Gaming Copilot. Now, Copilot is their AI that Microsoft uses, and now you're going to get Gaming Copilot into your Xbox. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's going to do. I don't know how that's going to work.
What's her name? Ashra Sharma?
I don't remember the name.
Okay, I think what she said. She said something about we're not going to be implementing something with AI, then this report you just said, we're going to be putting Gaming Copilot in your...
Yeah, I'd have to go back and read her words of what she said was not going to be implemented to see if this falls under it, because obviously...
Whatever it was, no one believed it.
Oh, I mean, of course. So. They put too much money into AI to not implement it into every single thing that they have.
Yeah. I was looking up the DLSS thing for NVIDIA. It said it can be used on GeForce RTX 20, 30, 40, and 50 series graphic cards and laptops to boost frame rates and everything.
Yeah. I mean, it does help with frame rates. I knew it was something that you would usually use, especially in Cyberpunk, I think, was a big user of the DLSS.
Boost frame rates and image quality in supported games,
Yeah, I used it in Borderlands 4. It gave me about 10 extra frames when I was on my 3080.
And it would help image quality basically in a sense of your rig can't necessarily run it in this, but when you turn DLSS on, it reduces your memory usage, which helps you to increase frame rate and resolution and things like that. We already talked about, there was already AI implemented into, I guess it was DLSS 4, because that was the frame generation.
Yep.
If you remember right, it would help your like you could get a frame, an FPS, frames per second. You could get a frames per second of like, I don't know, 160 to 200 because it was generating through AI every frame in between. You know, the 1 and the 2, and it would add a frame in there because it could do that, which helped the smoothness and the frame rate increase. But it was doing it with AI to make that happen. However, it wasn't altering the image. It wasn't changing the way it looked. It wasn't increasing shadows or whatever the stuff that it added with what 5 is doing. I'm not necessarily justifying it because, again, I have not even tried DLSS 4 with the frame. I haven't tried frame generation. I'm not sure. I think my graphics card could take it. I don't know that my processor could take it. But I haven't tried it. So, yeah. Goodness. What else do we have in news? Just to keep going on the list of things that are just bad.
Big sale on computer hardware going on right now.
Where?
Sort of, I would guess.
And you mean by computer hardware, what do you mean necessarily?
Pre-builds.
Oh, the pre-builds.
Yeah, they're lower. I'll put it that way. They're not they're not where they should be, but they're cheaper a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not necessarily looking for one at the moment. What did we have? Well, no, prices are going up on PlayStation.
Yeah,
I think you may have saw that. That the PlayStation not titles, but the hardware, the PlayStation 5 is going up in price by like $100 or something. I can't remember what the.
It's like $900 for a Pro now.
It's up there, man. I mean, so we mentioned this. Let me see where I've got it. There we go. Sony hikes the price of the PS5 by $100. So the new price for previous price was $550. New price. These begin, by the way, I think in
April 2nd.
April the 2nd. Yeah.
Day after April Fool's Day, just to be clear.
Just to be clear, $550 previous. New price is $650. The digital edition was $500. The new price is $600. So it's going up $100. Everything seems to be going up $100 until you get to. The PlayStation Portal is going up $50, so it'll be $250 instead of $200. But the PlayStation 5 Pro is going from $750 to $900. We have said this before. If you look at prices of computer parts right now, like RAM and things like that, where it looks like they're massively high, because yes, they are massively high. I was telling Dave this the other day. I was like, these prices currently are going to look like a bargain come the middle of the summer if things keep going the way they're going. Mm-hmm. You know, getting RAM at whatever cost it is right now looks expensive, but when you see it compared to the price that it'll be 6 months, 5 months from now, maybe even less than that, this looks cheap, or will likely look cheap, assuming things go the way that they're going. Yeah. And even if they don't go this way, I think it's going to take some time before those prices come back down. But we'll see. I remember Wario sent out a tweet saying, like, because he had posted something just the other day that the PS5 Pro from like Target was on sale for like $600, and people were calling out like, "That's not a deal. It's not a deal." And he posted back after this, where they said they're increasing the price to $900, saying something like, "Dare to tell me that wasn't a deal," because it absolutely was, especially now.
Yeah.
So if you want a PS5 Pro. So
I was hoping to grab one towards the latter half of its life, just to have it. But yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon anymore.
Yeah, Dave just said he makes him glad that he got the second controller when he did. Controller prices, I don't think are going up at the moment, but they might. So we
still waiting for my Steam controller too. I want that.
Hey, we're still waiting on news for the what is it called? We got the is it just called
Steam Machine?
Well, the Steam Machine, but they're releasing a controller too, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
Is it just called the Steam controller? Is that what it's called?
I don't even know.
That was a Pro controller. Was that it?
I don't remember. I know that the VR was called Frame, and then the Steam Machine, but I don't know what they were calling their controller other than Steam controller, which is
they're just calling it Steam controller. I mean, the Frame 2 is another thing that I don't know. I think we could get into the whole topic of VR and everything, but I still haven't played Half-Life Alyx, and that's weighing on me.
I've heard so many good things about that. Matt has played it, man, and he's told me how good that is.
It's like I want VR, but I don't want to pay the premium for it because I just feel like I'd play that and then be like, okay, now you're going to sit on a shelf for the rest of your life.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know that you should go by me for an example because, I mean, I got a lot of things that sit on shelves because I buy stuff and don't do anything with it. I did buy a Quest 2 years and years and years ago, and it was great for a couple of months, and then it picked back up whenever either something new was released or they'd give me a discount on something. They'd say, hey, you got a coupon here that's going to last for like a week, go use it. And so I'd hop back into the store, which you have to do through VR, and find something that would, bring the price down, be like, okay, I'll pick that up. And inevitably I would play some more stuff, or they would have updated some stuff so I could look at it and see what's great. The best thing about the Quest 2 was there was an app you could buy, like $5, that integrated with your Windows PC, which allowed me to play Steam VR games with my Quest without being connected to my PC. I was still wireless. Mm-hmm. Now, I could wire it up if I wanted to and have, the lag was considerably less. But it wasn't bad, even wireless. It wasn't too bad wireless for some of the games. Like the Steam VR demo thing that they do with the Portal guys and everything else, that was fine. Mm-hmm. But I could imagine something in like a shooter or like a Half-Life where that lag is going to be, detrimental. You need to have that fixed. But still, I think it's still worth it for Half-Life Alyx, given everything that I've heard about that title.
You can still buy an Index, too. That's the funny thing.
I mean, I'll sell you my original Oculus if you want it, and my HTC Vive. Is Vive?
Oh my God! You have. Wait, hold on. You have a Vive.
I have
an Oculus.
I have an Oculus, a Vive, and a Quest.
My God!
I was down for some VR back in the day. I bought an Oculus Quest demo unit from somebody, and added some things to it as far as some accessories that you could buy, modern accessories you could buy that could work with the demo unit. I bought an HTC Vive, straight legit. I can't remember where I got it, probably Amazon or something. I can't remember where, maybe Steam. I don't remember, but I bought it ever how long ago. Attached the cameras up on each corner of the room, actually drilled into the wall so I could put my motion sensors up there.
Yeah.
And then enjoyed it for a little bit and then just put it to the side. I actually don't know where my stuff is. It's somewhere, but I don't know where it's at.
It just feels very novelty. Like, I definitely want to play Alyx. And even if there was another game to play, it's like, okay. And then there's a bunch of, showy games with, play virtual basketball.
So then when the Quest hit, I had some credit on something, and they had a sale at GameStop. I had GameStop credit, and there was a sale, and it was just like, you know what? Let me try VR again. Quest seems like a really good thing. I'd heard good things about it. There was something that was pulling me into it, and I can't remember what it was. But something was pulling me into that. I have to go back and look and find the game where it's like, ooh, here's the thing that pulled me in.
Is that the one you let me borrow?
I think it was. No, that may have been PSVR.
Okay. Yeah, probably PSVR, yeah.
Which, by the way, did you ever try that?
The Batman one.
You have that too?
Yeah, I did. I had PSVR for a time. I returned it, but yes, I did.
I actually played that for the first. I played it was the PSVR 2.
I didn't do the 2. I only did the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I played the 2 at PAX East.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of games there to play. I think I played like Rick and Morty or something.
I will say, though, when I got the Quest, it was a much different experience than my previous time with VR. Going wireless and having everything there in the headset was like a game changer for me. Just remarkable to see how far VR had come, how amazing it felt. For that part, as soon as I got into the wireless headset version of Quest 2, and probably Quest 3 as well, it's too expensive for me to jump into that, but it looks cool as well. I felt like this is it. They finally did it. They got it to where it's affordable. It's not a big mess of wires that's hooked up to everything.
Yeah, I was just about to say that was the problem with it. That was the biggest, despite how good it was playing VR on the PS stuff, the hassle of having to get all those wires connected everywhere and setting all that stuff up, that was the biggest drawback. No matter how much
totally
agree. That thing on
it
that.
was.
So,
hey, we gotta jump into another break, man. We talked right over it. So let me do this last break, and then we'll come back with our final segment here on the show. We'll be right back. This is music from a game called Wheel World. It's kind of fun. It's just a bicycle game. It's called Stardust and Danger. We'll be right back after this. He said. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. I'll take music you never thought you'd hear on this station for 100, Alex, because, Welcome back in. We only have about 10 or so minutes to go here for the rest of the show.
Is that shortest segment ever?
I think we've had shorter.
Oh, okay. Our time management might not be the best.
It ain't great. It ain't great at all. Did you?
Sometimes you get caught up in conversations.
I mean, that's the whole point of it, man. Is just to have the conversations. That's what's great. Did you watch the Xbox partner preview the other day?
I did not.
So let me go down the list of what we got. We got something called Hunter the Reckoning Death Wish, not Death Witch. Although neat title, Death Witch.
That is a cool title.
I know. Is it a sandwich of death, or is it a witch who dies? I don't know. But it's what is that? Teon, the people who did Rogue City, RoboCop. New Hunter the Reckoning game is in development. Is that a looter shooter type thing? Is that I don't know if that's story or if that's PvP type stuff. I'm not sure. Hunter the Reckoning. I can't remember. Or I don't know that I ever looked at it. Then we had...
I was trying to look it up.
Yeah. Wuthering Waves coming to Xbox in July. The Expanse is getting a release window of, I don't know, sometime. Can't remember.
Oh, that's that single-player game?
Yes.
The non-Telltale one? I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Osiris Reborn is the name of it.
What? This seems like 2 years too late for this game.
Absolutely. I think Amazon's actually dropping the series at some point here from their Prime library. Some of the
really?
seasons,
They're not even. It's not even going to be streamable.
Some of the seasons. I think they're dropping some of the seasons. I can't remember though. I remembered that it's kind of faded. You know, like it had its time and it's done apparently, but not in video game form because they started this way back when it was still doing its thing, but it took too long. I'm moving real fast on these because we got less than 10 minutes now. A narrative farming sim called Grave Seasons is coming out in August. That looks really cool. Especially it's going to be on PC. It gives a little farming sim thing, but also has a little bit of a thing going on underneath it that's kind of cool. Serious Sam Shatterverse was announced for later this year.
Love that series.
I found this on the web for Sam Shadowverse was announced for later this year. Check it out.
AI strikes again.
What is that?
That was, I said serious, and she thought I was talking to her, the phone.
Siri, nobody wants to talk to you.
That's right. Sega gave us more gameplay and more information about the Stranger Than Heaven game. That's the Yakuza-looking game. And so there's going to be a whole thing coming up in May where they're devoting like an entire 30-minute segment to just that game to give more details about it. I'm kind of curious. It may be my first type of Yakuza game that I play.
Yeah.
Maybe. Super Meat Boy 3D is coming out next week. Another game that looked really interesting was one of the Annapurna games, Forever Ago. Was apparently re-announced, which I guess it was announced at some point, and then it's getting a re-announcement. Ascend to Zero, which is a hack-and-slash roguelike, that was revealed. Dispatch, coming to Xbox this summer. Have you played that, Steve?
Which game?
Dispatch.
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's kind of a Telltale, it was an episodic Telltale-type game. It was made by former Telltale developers who'd worked on Wolf Among Us, I believe. And it has
You're
to do
kidding.
it has to do with superheroes.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah. See, if we join forces and do our family sharing, you can just play my copy.
Oh, it's on my wish list. I got it.
Yeah.
I was ahead of it.
See, you already knew. Alien Deathstorm was announced from Rebellion. A game called Frog Squad, a co-op extraction puzzle platformer. Bluey's Happy Snaps is coming in fall. What else? Stalker 2, a story expansion called Cost of Hope, coming this summer.
That's the game I need to restart.
Stalker? Yeah, well, Stalker 2, yeah. Musa, Dirty Fate is a dark action game inspired by Korean history. Moosa, Musa. I could be pronouncing that wrong. The Eternal Life of Goldman. That is something I'm interested in. It's kind of a platformer-looking thing, but there's also a demo that was announced when they announced this. It's on console and it's on PC, on Steam, if you want to try that. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Something that really kind of raised my eyebrow of like, hey, that looks cool. I'm going to check that out, and I do plan to do that. Vaunted, a sci-fi tactical RPG coming out later this year, and Hades 2 getting a console release next month. Plus, the final thing was a debut title from a studio called Vivix called Artificial Detective, otherwise known as AD, I suppose. That is a third person or first person, I can't remember, but it's a story-based game called Artificial Detective, and that's what was shown off at the Xbox partner preview thing there. So I mainly wanted to get to that so that I could tell you about those two games I was interested in. Grave Seasons, I think, was one. The Eternal Life of Goldman and Forever Ago were a couple there that I wanted to really mention that for that as well. But we are coming up towards the end of the hour here. I'm trying to see if there's any other thing that I wanted to mention. The Switch 2 games, the physical Switch 2 games, are going to be they're going to go up in price, by the way. Nintendo had announced that.
Not surprising at all.
Starting with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, first-party Nintendo games will have different prices as digital and physical versions. It'll begin with that. The platform game will retail for $10 more physically than digitally. Digital will be cheaper than physical.
So,
$80? No, I think it's going to be $70, but the digital version will be $60.
Okay.
So,
because I associated that $80 thing with the Mario Kart when it
right.
first came out. Yeah, it was like $80, and people were like, "Yeah, go ahead and get the bundle package because you buy it individually. It's going to be
right. It's more.
$80
It would be more for that.
So,
yeah,
that's why I was expecting $80 on the rest of the physical titles if that was the case. But yeah,
what do you have for consoles, Steve? You got a PlayStation 5? What do you have?
No, I don't know. I just have a Switch 2.
Okay, I thought so because I remembered you got the Kirby game for your kid. So
Yep. Yeah, and we play Super Smash Brothers. We try to do that every night.
Are you or your kids into the Pokemons?
No, but they know who they are now because of Super Smash.
Okay.
And that's how they became interested in Kirby. And that's their favorite character, and now they're way into Yoshi, which is the new. So I have a suspicion.
Are you taking
when
them
I show them that?
Are you taking them to the movie next week?
Oh no, I'm not. But I will probably rent it for him.
Because I mean, Yoshi is featured very heavily in the film next week. Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Oh, maybe I should take them.
I mean, it's next week. It comes out next week. It'll dominate. I mean, it's Mario's. It's the sequel, and they put Star Fox in it.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I mean, that is the perfect medium for that franchise. Like they should have thought of it.
If they're doing an Avengers thing where we get a Super Smash Brothers, 10 years down the line where all of this stuff culminates into all of these characters. Good Lord.
You just that was your idea. Now they heard you and now they're going to do it.
Now they're going to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to compete with that?
They're going to have little stingers at the end of the films where they introduce some new character who's going to get his own little movie afterwards. Yeah, it's a whole marvelization of the Nintendoverse. Yes.
The NCU.
That is it. Well, we're getting live action Zelda, so you might as well. Anyway, Steve, thanks so much for joining us, buddy. We got to run. Pleasure having you as always. So you take care.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll talk to you later there. RJ, thank you. And thank you to everybody who joined us today on the stream. We do appreciate that. And have a great week. And we will see you next Saturday. I leave you with music from Abiotic Factor. It is whatever that game is. Must have come out back in the summer of last year. Abiotic Factor, and it is the main menu music for that game. So you guys have a great one. We'll see you next Saturday.